Give me your top 5 wide receivers currently playing that take.
With me in it?
You can put yourself in there. You can leave yourself out.
Well, I ain't leaving myself out. If we talking about if you want the best, like,
I want the best. I want the best. I want the best.
A separate list, then I can leave myself out. But if you saying the best, 1-7, you probably gonna go 18 after that.
Okay.
See, the thing is this, man. I feel like Jets is he kind of changed this, but over the last 6 years, it's only been one person that people can't take out of that top 3, and that's me. So I feel like if you talking about my favorite right now, I would say CeeDee Lamb is probably gonna be 3rd for me, 4th. I put CeeDee 4th, Reek 3rd, and 5th is always the hardest one for me because it's too many dudes, man. It's not like when I came in the league, you had the same top 3 guys was like the ones that get talked about, and now it's such a passing game, and these dudes is taking whatever they taking before they start getting tested, and they stay in their system forever, and they just turn into superheroes early on. Where you got Jamar Chase. I probably have to put Chase at
5.
At 5. Him or I don't know, my Eagles boys over there, they be doing their thing too. But I probably have to put, AJ is another one that's real consistent and just can ball on and do it at so many different ways too. I always ask people when you doing your top 5, it's 3rd and 8. And it's man-to-man coverage in the boundary. That's what I'm choosing it off of.
Right.
I'm not choosing off of just production. I'm choosing off of who gonna get open when I need them to get open, man-to-man coverage, or provided he get doubled in.
Do you like versatility? They can play X, they can play Z, they can play slot, they can do it all.
Everybody that I listed does do that. And that's how I feel, because I'm starting 2017. That's when I started really getting in the slot like that.
Right.
And I feel like if you can't get it, I feel like it's harder to get outside. So I like if you are only a slot guy, it's hard for me to put you as a top
for sure
5 receiver in the league, because once you get in there, it's just a lot less room out there. You're a lot more limited on the route you can run. So you got to be able to really create separation and operate in the phone booth.
Right.
And that's when I think about what's led to me having a successful career is that exact thing. So that's I probably have to put Chase at that 5 right now, just the way he playing.
Coach Belichick said you're a Hall of Fame wide receiver. You have 872 catches, a little less than 11,000 yards, almost triple-digit touchdowns, 95 touchdowns. When it's all said and done, is Davante Adams a slam dunk first ballot Hall of Famer?
When it's all said and done, I think that there shouldn't be a question about it. I think in today's world that not many dudes get their flowers during. So I think a lot of times, just like when people die and then they turn into everybody's favorite rapper, that's how it goes.
Yeah,
and you start posting, everybody listening to Nipsey now, and 5 minutes after he got killed, and it's like, I never heard you. I've been hanging out with you for 10 years.
Nobody mentioned Nipsey.
And you always playing music. I ain't never heard one Nipsey song come out your phone. Now, that's how I feel. I feel like that's how they kind of do, especially now it's getting a little watered down with so many successful wideouts.
Right.
It's starting to take the value of, some of the things I've done down. But I think, provided I keep doing it, I had 1,500 yards, 21, 1,500 yards in 22. If I do that 2 more times, now we in the top 10 all time.
Right.
And it's only so many people with over 100 touchdowns, and I'm gonna have that hopefully in the first few games. So if you're looking at the numbers or if you're looking at the tape, I truly believe that it's nothing to talk about.
When I look at the talented receiver pool that we have now, it's as good as far as depth-wise as we've had at any point in time. I look at yourself, Justin Jefferson, Reek, Diggs, AJ, CeeDee, Chase, St. Brown, Cup, Davante, DK, Debo, McLaurin, Jalen Waddle, Keenan Allen, Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
When people talk about receivers, Davante Adams is still in that list. Are you as high as you want to be? Or when you evaluate, when the people start talking about receivers, you like, hey, 17's still here now.
Well, this is the reality, man. And it's funny because I was just talking to my cousin about this. This league is and when I say the league, I mean the NFL culture. So the fans, the some of the players, you know, they want to crown a new king
every year.
Every year. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is they haven't been able to do that for a real long time.
Right.
And so as soon as you see a little chink in the armor, you know, as far as, you know, I come to the Raiders and we're not able to keep it rolling and go to NFC Championship after NFC Championship like how I did in Green Bay with Aaron, and you know we had what we had there, and then they want to compare it and this and that. But I say, look, man, if you watch the tape, I'm not a different player whatsoever. I believe I'm still getting better. So sometimes the circumstance doesn't allow you to express that totally, and I truly believe, and that's why I say I'm not gonna hate on you for hating on me, because if you want to say you're the best, you got to play like the best. You can't just say that. So at the end of the day,
but you got to do it over a period of time. Now you just can't have one good year, a couple of good games.
Correct. But the good part about it, and why I love this league, is that now you are getting some young dudes coming in going crazy like JJ and doing it consistently. Where you know his first year we say, all right, bro, you're a rookie, like whatever. Like sure, you balled out and it looked good, but we'll see. Second year it's like, all right, he coming around, we gonna see. And then third year he do it again. You like, all right, man. Hey, all right, he might be the real deal. So we do got some dudes that's like that. Chase and you know Puka is another one that came on the scene, and we're gonna see what he continue to do, and I believe that it's gonna continue to happen. So I'm always rooting for these guys. I never sit here and watch and be like, drop that. Like I want to see you do it, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not judging how my season went based off how you played. I'm judging it off what I did. Right. That's just like if you come in and, you know, if everybody just competing and like what they think the NFL is, like I'm sitting here, I'm gonna line up and I ain't gonna tell the young buck to call. Like, that's hurting me. Right. I need him to know the call. I need him to know what to do, because I want him to ball out. That way it's gonna make it easier on me. Right. You know, and it may not make it easier on me when somebody on another team does, but as a fan of the sport and the wide out position, I still love. That's why I watch the games. I want to see those big plays. I want to see all my favorite wideouts going ball out, and I know I'm gonna do the same. So, you know, hopefully we all just keep battling at the top. I don't want it to be where I got, you know, 1,900 yards and then everybody else sitting at 11. Like I wanted to, you know, I wanted. You want to be pushed. I want to be pushed. I want to continue to have my peers and the guys that I see and I get to work with and I'm cheering for. I want to see them going ball, and then that make me say, okay, well then now I got to go do, you know, even better than that year after year. And I've done that, and I think some guys haven't gotten to that point where they've solidified that. But like I say, they just want to crown somebody else. So. Not that certain people are not worthy of high praise, but like you said, I'm still here.
Did it make you? Because it made me upset, and I'm gonna see what you think about this, and I'll give you my point of view. When you left Aaron, people automatically assume, man, he ain't finna put up them numbers. Man, come on, man, who y'all kidding? Y'all know who it was, right? And so now you feel like, bro, yes, I appreciate Aaron. We know he's a generational talent. Yeah, we know he's transcendent.
Correct.
But bro, I'm on the other end of this now.
Yeah. That's the curse. And I talked to Aaron about this multiple times too. We joke about it. And I'm like, that's the curse of being with a player it's much more of a gift, because you're gonna be able to, you know.
He can read you. He knows what you're thinking. You know what he's thinking.
And he gonna make you so much of a better player just by being around too. Like you didn't have those times where you had OTAs and then there's a day where you're not there or whatever. Like and I've heard this from, you know, some of our guys with the Raiders now, when days where I wasn't there, like days that Aaron was present, the way that team was flying around and looked out there, versus the days that he was in the training room during the, you know, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys still working. It ain't like they out there telling jokes and just like walking in between, but it's a different level of intensity. It is. Execution and all of that. So not even just his ability to throw the ball, but just his presence brings a different type of, it gets it out of you. Yeah. Essentially, kind of, I would equate it to how a coach like AP coming in, you look at that next week after we, you know, did what we did in Detroit, and then we come back and then we did what we did to the Giants. And you can say whatever you want about the Giants, they're still an NFL team. We went in there and certain guys that maybe weren't playing the way that they should, 1 week later looked like different players, and that's because of the presence of a human being and what they can do to maximize what you have in you. Maybe you don't even need new personnel. Sometimes you need somebody else to come in and make Shannon go a little bit harder. And then now that player is the player that you wanted to go get at the same price.
Right. The thing was, well, like me playing with John is that what I took for granted, and I knew he was a great player. He had been to Super Bowls. He had been an MVP. Is that what you take for granted is that the ball placement. Like if he put the ball between the 8 and the 4, he's telling me, Shannon, get up in your shadow. Yep. There's danger on the left or the right. So if you go left, you're going to get your clock clean. You go right. If he puts it in front of me, he's telling me I can continue to run. If he put it on my back shoulder, he's telling me, I'm stopping you from a headache. You take things like that for granted because he's been doing like, oh, everybody gonna be doing it like this.
Amen.
And the moment you, bam, like, bro, you didn't see that guy?
That's the thing. And honestly, the placement is one piece of it, but the even more important is the timing aspect of it. You know, like having to do like Aaron, I was able to get away with some things that maybe wouldn't be able to work with another quarterback. Like we have a stop route or a Puma is what we called it in Green Bay, where it's a 15 yards, basically a comeback, but you turn it back inside. It's almost like a curl, but you coming back down your stem.
Right.
That route was run at 9 yards. That route was run at 10 yards. That route was run at 15 to 17 yards, just based off what I needed to do.
Right.
And having a dude like that pulling the trigger, having the ability to just whip that ball over there, not sit here and just look me down the whole way, but fill it out, hold the safety, and just feel my body language. Know that based off where guys are, that this is typically when he takes us a little bit deeper, and not sitting there like it wasn't a whole lot of times he doing this and I'm not ready, or vice versa. So having those reps together, obviously that happened over time, but even the timing of a simple route off coverage, we got a dagger concept and I'm running an in route, just knowing when to release that ball to where. Now, like I've had a couple instances this past year where I'll come down the middle and the ball is where it needs to be, but it wasn't thrown when it was supposed to be thrown. So now that headache we talking about, I'm sitting there trying to convince these people in the tent that I'm okay. When it shouldn't even happen, because that could have been a catch and run. So that's the part where I talk about where you talk about the people saying, oh, he done had a year that we accustomed seeing him have, and they got spoiled over the years too, because they seen 1,500 a few times and almost 20 touchdowns in 2020. Like they see this, so now they think that that's the standard, which it is, but they got to.
That's hard though, bro.
It's not easy to do. It's hard to score one touchdown in this league, but to get almost 100 in my career, that don't happen on accident. So when people talk about a regression and this and that, I'm saying you're just not watching the tape, because if you would have known anything about ball, you would have known that, in that game I just played that I had 71 yards. If I would have got the ball a little quicker on that dig, that would have been another 60. Because if you look at 2 weeks before that, I got it earlier and it was 60.
I go back to the Monday night game that you guys ended up winning. I think you kicked the last second field goal and he threw that dagger route. He threw that over route. And Fred Warren, he threw it.
You talking over the top of it, spinning pirouette.
Yes. And Fred got depth. Everything, the line, he couldn't play it no perfect.
Couldn't.
But when Aaron released it, and when you came out of that break, the perfect throw will beat the perfect coverage
every time. And that's one of them ones that the saying when you breaking up with your girl and you say it's not you, it's me. That's what you got to say to Fred in that moment.
It's not you, bro.
No, hell of a job. It ain't. Don't worry about it. It ain't on you. It's us. And I had the easy job there, just going up and grabbing it, putting that ball over the top of him when Fred is probably the most athletic linebacker in the NFL. I mean, you definitely miss those type of, drives and those type of catches alone.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because we like to do something before 2 something.